Greetings, everybody, and welcome to Voyage of the Whales Whiskers. We are back. We've got a new background and overlay by our great friend Carl, who was in the Hollowed campaign. So thank you very much. So we've got new cool stuff where you can see our players a little bit more. And just wanted to let you all know, if you have not been to the channel before, we do run the channel 100% for charity. We do benefit Satchel's Last Resort, which is where Lunar came from, my pup. And what we do is we have direct donations. So if you click on the donation tab down there, it takes you right to their site, right to their donation page. If you want to tell them that Tall Squall sent you, that is great. Or just do it on your own. It is a 501c. They can give you a receipt for your donations, all that good kind of stuff. So please help support if not this rescue group, for rescue animals, one in your neighborhood or close by, because they need all the help they can get all the time. I'd say without further ado, we'll go around and meet our cast and find out who they're playing. Let's start off with Kuma.
Guys, I'm Kuma, and I am playing Kato. Kato is a neurotic brass dragonborn who is just trying to keep everyone alive.
Okay, you just timed that perfectly that it switched from your name to Kato's name, and now I've messed up the timing. Bird! Quick!
Hi, I'm Bird, but I'm playing Baldir the Wanderer, a storm sorcerer Loxodon whose timing is impeccable.
There you go. And next up, we have Meta.
Hi, I'm Metazoa. I'm playing Queta, a dwarf who kind of makes sure that everything is built all right on this boat.
That's awesome. Next up, we have our good friend Grant.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Grant, and I'm playing Halron, a drow druid of the Circle of the Stars, one of the two navigators on the ship.
And speaking of navigators, next up we have Ace.
I'm Ace. I play Duran, who is the other navigator, a Sapphire Dragonborn.
And last but not least, we have Sol.
Yeah, my name is Sol. I play Otrek. Otrek is our stocky lizard folk friend. They're the artificer on board in charge of the more technical machinations of some of the machinery and finery on this vessel.
And
Chonky.
Yeah, Chonky, our Chonky boy. Here coming. Anyway, so I am Tall Squall. I am your DM, and let's just jump right back into our story. So let's get you a little bit of morning mood. When last we left our crew, they had left from Port Saradan in a grand fashion, as instead of sailing out to sea as most of the crew was expecting, and as their captain, Biriana Brightbangs, had led them to believe, they instead were picked up by this giant primordial brass dragon, Jin Surat, of quite a bit of fame around the Dwarven kingdoms. And literally picked up the Whale's Whiskers, a fairly large ship. We were going over that before, about 200-foot long, tall ship, actually a four-master. When you add in, it's sort of a junk sails on the front and normal tall ship sails on the back. And picked them up and took them into the sky. Months to the consternation of a couple of our travelers, one of them being Duran, another one being Otrek, as they were not prepared for this. Kato was not too happy about it either, our sort of nervous doctor on board. Others, quite comfortable with it. Halran took a flight around with our good friend and first officer, Ollie, the flying golden retriever, who is our first officer, a celestial being that is their mascot first officer and also keeps them out of some trouble. Our good friend Meta was now understanding the reason for all the fortifications they put on the rigging and the large sort of nets that go up to up the mast, realizing that they were now sort of dragon harness. Looking over their handiwork and seeing that, for the most part, it's been staying together.
And Queta understood that too.
And so flew through most of the day until we came upon evening, And as things started to calm down, Biariana basically told them a little about the mission, that they're on the hunt for a sky shard, this mysterious item that dropped off of the first primordial dragon that sort of broke through this sphere, this solar system. And as they crash landed onto this planet, through a vision by Duran, saw that this piece of the sky literally fell and crashed somewhere along its landing path before it crashed into an island up to the north. They are heading to the south, sort of from the entry point, and have a search area that they want to cover and try to get to. So, as we were heading into the evening, we had Otrek and Baldir taking a moment to calm their nerves, chill out, pack a ball, hang out with the hookah in Bird's emporium of spices and tobacco, of course, just tobacco, no wacky weed in there, maybe, and off to sleep. Some of the crew went while Baldir and Otrek stayed awake. Duran sent a dream to Biariana about a message, a vision, part of his visions that he had seen of his patron, another giant primordial bronze dragon from under the sea, and that they might be none too happy about them coming to potentially steal a piece of their treasure. And I think with that, we'll kind of jump in here. We're going to get some late night moods now that we're out of this, because our first check-in is with Baldir. Really just a question for you as the night wears on. Otrek possibly still, depending if he's going to be awake because of being in the air, or whether he gets to the point where he's inebriated or relaxed enough to go try to sleep. Baldir, there is a question for you, which is, currently you are using your abilities as a storm sorcerer to help sort of lift the load for Genserat, the brass dragon, which does increase your speed, but it does require you to be awake. You are welcome to stay up, and we can test out your new racial feat that we came up with for you, which is your elephant's endurance, and roll to stave off exhaustion to stay awake through the night. Or if you'd like to go ahead and sleep and the boat slows down, over the course of your travel, it could basically, depending on how many nights you stay awake keeping this aloft, will cut off some time on your travels, probably from more like 5 days to 4 days if you stay awake.
Would Biariana have given him any direction? Like, is this a kind of special request thing to stay awake and get this done? Because if so, I mean, there's no question about it. But truly, unless there's this onus, there's this drive to get there as soon as possible. I mean, today has been a lot in terms of discovering what we're doing next and kind of the ramifications for what it means for Baldir going forward.
Yeah.
He'd probably try to take it easy when he could, probably try to get some rest when he could.
Okay. So yeah, no, I mean, I think that Biariana was at this point sort of like whatever you might choose. It's more, I think, probably whether knowing Otrek's and Duran's and Cato's distress, whether that would want you to stay awake. That's probably your bigger driver. Biariana she seems pretty excited about this whole idea of her ship flying over the mountains.
I've actually, that alone kind of decided it the more I thought about it. I think after, sure, the crew, his shipmates being in distress is a big part, but I think that discussion with Otrek about chasing Salasa, about chasing home, is probably really sticking with him. And I think he's up for the night reflecting on it in terms of what it means to physically be returning, but what it might mean mentally to him. So yeah, I think he's staying up tonight.
Okay.
And
so
this thing going.
Yeah, it's a Constitution saving throw. It's just a DC 10 on your first night staying up. And yeah, with a 23, no problem. You stave off exhaustion, are able to stay up and keep assisting Jin Sarat. Otrek, do you... oops, lost my music. Do you... Are you staying awake? Are you trying to get some sleep? Kind of where is your head at with this?
Oh no. With the delicious snacks, the fine teas, and the delicious tobacco smoke, I imagine Otrek is probably going right to sleep. Try and make the best of the moment where he can. Just gonna crash out wherever is viable for himself.
So yeah, I mean, if you go back to your cabin, that's fine. We haven't. We heard about your lab. We haven't heard about your cabin a little bit. What did you choose for your cabin furnishings?
So not a lot, actually. Being a lizard folk, being used to living at kind of the edge of the tides and amongst rocks, lying on a ship is nice. I probably got something like a sleeping pallet or the like. Definitely no hammock. Those are common, but no, not for me. I would not like to swing in midair. I do have a ring of warmth, so temperature is never a problem. I don't have to worry about that. Cold-blooded, not a problem anymore. So there's just a bunch of clutter. Several chests, a bunch of hooks with pouches and belts and bandoliers. Really just, it looks like a small disaster. Just things strewn everywhere.
Awesome.
No organization, but he knows where all of it is.
So, Saul, take inspiration, because I know that cost you money out of your allowance of gold for taking that ring of warmth, for doing something so in character and thinking of that. So you get inspiration for sure.
Okay.
You fall asleep, and yeah, belly full, mind calmed, good discussion with Baldir, and you begin to dream.
Uh-oh.
But it's that weird, hazy, is it a dream, that space in between asleep and awake.
Mm-hmm.
And it's being back in the Dracovarian jungles, out there amongst the those waterways, the sort of warm, humid jungle there by the shores, the deep, dark, sort of verdant green of moss and warmth of the sun sort of coming through, and just that there's a lot of sort of volcanic activity underneath of this jungle as well. So there's a lot of sort of these steaming hot pools that go up through them. And you find yourself, as you often do, relaxing in the water in one of these warm sort of steam pools. The green, almost hypnotic feel of the sunlight drifting down through the leaves of the jungle. And then there's a feeling that you felt before. And while you can't spot it in your mind's eye, it's almost black eye. It's such a dark green, it looks like it's black, looking out from behind the leaves. Perhaps it's the fact that Jin Sarat's here, that there is another primordial dragon, but your own and many of your kind's deity, they who walk behind the leaves, the verdant shadow, always watching, and it's almost like you feel their gaze upon you, even though you're this far away, high up in the sky, but they seem to be watching.
Oof.
The rest of the night, for the rest of you, is uneventful. It is a little bit before sunrise. Kato will make me a perception check.
All right. Let's see. Let's pop this button. Right here. Nat 20!
Woo! You hear the door open, and with a yoke and 2 buckets of water
Oh, God.
coming in. Good morning, sir! Splashing over and beginning to fill your tub is Fitz.
Good morning, Fitz.
How are you doing this morning?
We're in the air.
Yeah, I threw up.
Me too.
Yeah. Do I need to clean it up?
I think it was already taken care of last night.
Okay.
Are you, how are you faring with this change? I know this might not necessarily be what you signed up for.
Well, you know, I didn't really have a choice. I didn't have anywhere else to go. And Great Aunt Brianna, she said I could come, so here I am.
Well, be that as it may, I suppose if we are going to be in cahoots in such a manner, I believe that it is only best that I also teach you what I can while we're here. That way, perhaps your trip isn't just some sort of foray into servitude. I wish for you to learn things. We are very high up in the sky. The possibilities are endless. I suppose we should make the most of that.
Okay. He does not seem to be following you as he's trying to carefully pour water into the tub. He wasn't listening. Yes, sir.
I'm making you my apprentice.
Oh, okay. I throw up when I see blood. Is that going to be a problem?
How's that bath coming?
I'm going to go get some more warm water. And he scurries out and runs away. For the rest of you, how is your morning going?
Well, I would say it's probably really early in the morning for Duran getting up. Probably, I would say, like, before sunrise almost.
Okay.
Because, you know, I set up that ritual and that dream last night, so my night was really quick and early. If there's nobody else around, I would probably be at the very front end of the ship, like trying to keep away from everyone, and I would probably be having my something with me, carrying it kind of like over my shoulder a little bit, and then when I approach the front of the ship, I pull out this like bowstring, and I am just going to sort of play a little bit on the violin that I have.
Okay.
Away from everybody else, hopefully, kind of on my own for a little bit.
So, I'm going to have that happen, but I'm going to actually check, because I know in the past, Halran, being an elf, our only elf among us, and only needing 4 hours, usually spends a lot of his time either late night or early morning up in the crow's nest. So potentially you might not have seen him up there. So
Probably wouldn't.
Halran, so are you up there? Would you be asleep at this point, or you being a drow, night is your time? So are you literally just drifting off to sleep here towards the morning, or what's your schedule like?
Halron tends to go to sleep, I guess, into his trance, right, in the early morning. So by this time, he actually has woken up, probably around the same time that Duran was described to here. But I think in this instance, that I would come from my cabin with a couple mugs of herbal tea and bring something to Baldir, who's been up all night.
Okay.
That way he has a bit of a pick-me-up, not something too caffeinated. We don't want him crashing later in the day, but just something to say good morning. I mean, we've sailed together for 70 or 80 years, so
Yeah.
it's not the first time he's been up all night.
Yeah, no. So, Baldir, small knock on your door, but you're used to this. You recognize the knock.
Yeah, I think he'll approach the door kind of knowing what to expect. And when he sees it as his compatriot here, he will, greet him very heartily. Ah, friend Howron. Oh, and almost like he's looking at his eye, but immediately looking down and be like, oh yes, expecting what's happening. Oh, may I, friend?
Of course, please. How was the night?
Good, steady, but good. I think it may take some time, but some of our shipmates will need a little adjustment period, but I think we're getting there. Yourself, how does this treat you?
Well, as I think you saw yesterday with Ollie, it's nice for us to be flying so far above the ground. But of course, we have fewer fears of falling than some of our companions.
Yes.
Stay up so long and push us forward faster.
Yes. It's good. It really does me good to see you so happy. To see you look so, and he looks for the word for a second before just kind of settling with natural.
Well, Halvaron beams at that description because he thinks it's absolutely accurate. And he just sits with Baldir for the rest of the morning or until it's time to come up and see everybody at the start of the day.
Yeah, I actually think if it's still before sunrise, Baldir will probably, Howron is the person who taught him about the stars and has been guiding his research and guiding him to what he's been chasing. So I think he'll probably make the comment of just a few moments left before they leave us today. Shall we go send them off for the night?
Oh yes, please. He's this isn't the first time Baldir has suggested this, so in the same way that Baldir was expecting the cup of tea, Halvaron was more than ready to go up on decks and see the stars.
Okay. So let's move around to either Queta or Otrek. Either one sleeping in or up before dawn.
Oh, Otrek would definitely not be up before dawn. Very much a late riser, especially in this circumstance. So if Queta is up beforehand.
Okay.
Yes, Queta would absolutely be up beforehand. She would have had a good sleep, but she would have been probably ready and determined to get up and just take another look before anyone else was up, preferably at any of the nettings, any of the bracings up on the wall, see if anything is needs tying down, needs to be woven together more properly, things like that.
Do me a investigation check. So as you really look over all of this before your next day of sailing, how it fared through the night, through giant dragon talons being passed through them. On an 8, you feel pretty good about it. It's your handiwork. You don't see anything. Nothing jumps out at you. So, it's as you've never had to make things for a dragon before, so you trust yourself.
Awesome. For just extra reassurance, is are the decks like empty? Is she going places where there's like actually no one on board at the moment?
If it is, well, I'd say before dawn, probably Baldir and Halron are coming up, and if you're heading towards the front, which there are some of these names at the bow, and I actually pulled it all up and made a chart for all your perceptions. With your passive perception's only a 12, and since you're, especially with that investigation roll, we're going to say that you're very focused on that and not other things, so you actually do not hear Duran up towards the front as you're inspecting the other ones. But yeah, I would say there's probably a brief moment. You might be able to get a little bit of secretive stuff done before Halren and Baldir come up, but again, with your investigations going slowly, I would say not. If you're whatever you're planning on, I'm assuming some extra mending or something. I'll let you do that. It's your character.
Yeah. For a quick reference, she's gonna be like kind of laser focused on like the ropes and the bracing she's tied down. Like you said, she is confident in her work, but just to make sure, for extra reference, she holds her hand out for a moment and summons a net from her bag to kind of use as reference, because this has been mended and fixed time and time again. And so comparing the two, she would be able to see if there's like any like distinct fraying or any sort of like particular mess ups on the ropes that might need to be addressed.
Yeah, and I think at this point, the main thing it's just with this double check, with everything else, with that roll, it's just taking you a long time. You've almost gone down the rabbit hole. You know, it's that you've gotten sort of hyper fixated on the ropes, and so it's, you know, almost sun starting to crest, unless Halran and Baldir wanted to do something specifically to say goodbye to the stars, that the sun begins to peak over the horizon as Queta is still sort of moving around the deck, with Duran all the way up sort of at the front.
I will consult my star map as we lose the stars for the rest of the day. That's generally how Halron navigates, as he has the little gem that has all the reflections of the stars in it. So that's going to sort of consume Halron's attention, along with conversation with Baldir, until the stars are gone, at the very least.
So go ahead and give me. I'm gonna lean on you. I kind of feel this is insight. It could also be intelligence check, or a dexterity tools check with your cartography, with your sort of. I forget what it's called. The thing that you look at the stars with. It's the cool nautical device. It's
Sextant.
Oh,
Sextant.
astrolabe.
Yeah.
Or sextant. I think Halron, there is an element of mysticism to it too.
Okay.
So, you know, there's a primal connection with the world that helps Halron on this navigation. So I think insight's probably the most appropriate.
Sounds great. Roll me an insight check to see how your course is going, and sort of from these maps. On a 6, you know, you've done this at sea a lot. It's a little bit different over here, and the biggest thing is, you know, Biriana, you know, spent much of this last year paying cartographers sort of to make these rudimentary maps, all these parts and pieces of maps to try to get this coastline that you're heading to. And a lot of where you're over right now is sort of, you know, blank spots on the map. Limehold and the caves of the Limehold Range are all deep under the mountains here. And, you know, no one goes over the mountains when you can go under the mountains type idea. Right. And a lot of this area on the western side of Limehold is also where some of the Forbidden Caverns are, from deep in Limehold's past. So there is sort of this, even maybe more so than the coast ahead, this area here is pretty unmapped. So you know what direction you're heading in. I mean, even with the 6, you know what direction you're heading in. But whether you're still 3 or 4 days to go, you're not sure. Kato, your bath finally got there. It is warm. It's actually, most of the water made it out of buckets and into the tub. So it's better than yesterday, whereas half of it seemed to end up on your floor.
Progress.
Yes. So after you bathe and dress, do you head up for sunrise, or do you have your tea and other things, your breakfast delivered to you in your cabin?
Kato is going to very nervously ascend up to the deck.
Okay.
If there's a handrail, he's not clawing it, but he's definitely like kind of just going up the steps, just very slow, very careful. And as soon as he breaches the top and sees the world, just sprawled out in front of them, and the massive wing beats of Jin Surat up above them, just he kind of stalls for a second, but then very gingerly finishes coming up deck and sits down very gently and just kind of, after holding one of the rails, is just looking down, trying to get used to it.
Being brass yourself, I mean, there is sort of this awe and wonder in knowing the history of how the Dragonborn came about, of seeing this primordial dragon basically filling your vision above you. I mean, the masts on the ship are 140 feet, and literally there's only about 10 feet of clearance between the very tip top of the mast and Jin Surat's belly. And so, when you look up, I mean, even, Halran and Baldir would have had to go all the way to the very front or all the way to the very back to actually see past the wings and just the giant body of Jin Surat over top of them. And so, there is that sort of weird connection, that knowing that your ancestry, your ancestors were once primordial dragons like this one that's flying above you. And so there is sort of that weird juxtaposition of seeing what you were before. But as you get up there, I mean, you're looking up, and there is sort of this glorious moment as the sunrise comes up and over and hits all of these brass dragon scales, and it's almost like Jin Surat. It looks like they're a phoenix as it just lights up across the front edge of their wings, and all the different colorations of these tens of thousands of dragon scales that form their hide. Just, it's this sort of awe-inspiring moment where almost the height disappears because you're not looking down anymore. I don't think anyone out on deck is looking down. At this point, you're looking up and seeing this sort of sunrise transformation of that, golden red and orange being hit off of this basically giant brass mirror above you.
When Kato eventually does look down, it's to push his coat back to look at his own scales and kind of see if he can get the same glint. Maybe if he can be a little bit more like Jin Surat, if he's made of the same stuff that this giant primordial dragon is above them, maybe he can dip down and find a little ray of hope, a little bit of sunshine, a little bit of something just to help get him through this. And he will look a little calmer. His shoulders kind of relax a little bit.
Yeah. And does. I mean, there's many a morning you had tea sitting on a deck over in the Cloudvale steps and had sun hit your scales in the morning light. But it's definitely different this morning as the sun comes across and you see that above you. As you all are flying, anyone else, as this sunrise occurs, any thoughts or feelings as you're going along, or sort of as the morning begins to progress? Otrecht certainly can wander their way up on deck, but we currently sort of have a little bit of sunrise tea up there. Let's check back in with Duran as the sun rises and there is some movement out on the deck as the ship becomes more alive.
Oh yeah. I think so. If Duron hears somebody like coming up, he's probably gonna turn around and look really quickly. It's like stop playing immediately, turn around and look, and like almost immediately will like dimension door himself back into his cabin.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'd say Halran, with your 18 passive perception, you see the flash of Duran leaving, but for what purpose, you don't know. I mean, you all still are a little bit there's still some friction between the two of y'all. But yeah, as you sort of make your rounds around, I'd say Baldir with a 16 of passive perception, you probably see it as well, whether either of you note it. You'd also see Queda out there very fixated on these nets. Almost like when you've sometimes had a special request for your axe for the expositions. You see her, that level of concentration of how to solve the problem.
So just real quick, if there's like kind of a moment of recognition between Baldir and Halran, he'll probably kind of like raise like an eyebrow. He'll raise the skin, whatever elephants have. He'll very quizzically kind of look and be like, there's been some contention between you two. Have you settled things, or are they still a bit...
I shrug and explain that, well, we have exchanged some words that I would consider pleasant, but two people doing the same job, perhaps there's going to be some issues there. I suspect that we'll settle things soon enough.
This must be hard to come back to an old haunt and, well, have someone like you in their place.
I was merely filling in.
I don't think
my friend. Nope, go ahead.
No, go ahead, please.
No, by all means, what were you going to say?
Oh, I was just going to say, because I don't think we've described it yet, but as the sun rises, have we described your eyes yet and what happens during the daytime?
No, I've been actually waiting for that. So even though Hauron's been enjoying the shade provided by Jin Surat, which is, of course, a lot more than you get on the open water, by this point, enough of the sun has come up that Hauron's adaptation kicks in. And so, having traveled through the Emerald Highlands for so long with all these reptiles, Hauron, even in his drow form, has adapted an inner eyelid that closes vertically and helps him filter out some of the sun. Exactly. Thanks, Jay. Just because, especially when you're, out on the ocean, water's reflecting every which way. Even with Otrek's awesome hat, he needs everything he can get to help navigate with all that sunlight going around. So at this point, his eyes are just sort of like a dark, singular gray color. Hard to see the pupil or anything that you'd normally be able to notice.
Baldir would be used to this, but for others, it can be a little bit unsettling the first time as they.
That's so sick, says Baldir.
As his built-in sclera black sun contacts sort of are gray. Sort of cross over his normally blue eyes, or I forget what color your eyes were normally. Your actual iris. Purple. Yeah. So those sort of purple eyes, these sort of indigo lavender, very drow eyes, just sort of become this solid mass of dark gray.
It's especially disconcerting if he winks at you because it's a couple of layers to get through.
Yeah.
So yeah, just on the last thing you said, I think Baldir will kind of chuckle and say, friend, you fill in for no one. You are wholly your own person, and you are wonderful at it. And he kind of looks to the area where Duran disappeared earlier. I wonder what kind of person Duran will be. And just kind of sips from his tea inquisitively.
Halloran will avoid rushing to say anything, but after a sip of his tea, tells Baldir that Bariana trusts him enough to come on the trip. I suspect we should give him the benefit of the doubt, as occasionally strange his behavior may seem to us.
He lets out like another small like laugh and just says, "Oh, Fred, I have no mistrust towards him. I'm just genuinely curious to see what he becomes." And like it's full sincerity. Like he's like just trying to put all the puzzle pieces together and like is just really excited that someone new is part of the crew and he kind of has a chance to like learn new stuff again.
Halloran smiles appreciatively at his good friend Baldir and continues drinking his tea.
Say about this point, Biriana sort of comes up on deck, but she heads back to sort of the wheel. Even though there's no real steering involved, it's just kind of her spot, along with Ollie, and sort of just positions herself there at the back of the ship, sort of in the captain's pose. And at that point, Ollie sort of gives her a nod and comes trotting up the length of the ship, and next to Halloran sort of gives a nudge and looks out over the edge.
I'm game.
Yeah, so this would be something you're somewhat familiar with, is sort of a morning sort of lookout, and especially with not quite getting the amount of information you wanted to from your star sight, will give you a chance to go and swing out around sort of the landscape. So Ollie sort of goes over to the edge and looks over the shoulder and takes a leap and sort of kind of waits to see if you're coming.
I'll follow over the edge, and as I cross the railing, transform into my giant falcon wild shape.
Cool. So you all sort of start to do a lap around. Anything special you want to look at? I mean, you certainly can sort of fly up over top of Jin Surat, these massive wing beats, and again, appreciate this sort of morning rise. As you sort of make your ways around, could you give me a perception check? And this is with your vision, which I believe gives you advantage.
Disadvantage, because drow...
But you're a falcon.
Right, falcon.
Yeah, you're a falcon at this point, so...
Oh, did that not?
Sometimes there's a little bit of a lag.
Oh, no, it gave me a pop-up because of the vision thing on Beyond, but I...
Gotcha. Yeah, we can work it out. So, with a 23, that's awesome. As you go swing around, you see in front of you all, sort of in your path, you see this sort of deep, verdant canyon. It is very dramatic and picturesque and sort of filled with still the morning fog. It's still a good 1,000 feet ahead of you, and you sort of see out of 23, you can sort of see down in the lower levels of that fog. It's not necessarily fog. You're at 23, you're able to pick up, there's sort of flashes, almost like a storm down below you, deep, down inside this canyon that sort of runs, from east to west, perpendicular to you. You basically have to cross it, type idea, or is directly in your path for as far as you can see to your port and starboard, since we're on a ship ahead. But it's probably about 1,000 feet or so, maybe more, ahead of you as you sort of go swinging around. Jin Surat is moving, moves basically, faster than walking speed, but, not certainly as the speed of your falcon, because he's carrying a ship type idea. So, I figure he's going, if you think of movement wise, is going at about 15, feet per round, where most of y'all are at 30 or 40 or 60 or, with your different forms. So, You've got some time before you're going to reach there, but it does definitely pick out, in your mind that there is this canyon with this strange sort of lightning that seemed to be flashing down below you, deep in the canyon. Beautiful, but weird.
Yeah, and I believe having been reminded of the storm like one that he might have seen at sea, Howron feels obliged to bring this to everybody's attention as quickly as possible. So I'll actually wing back towards deck and sort of graze a couple of feathers along Ollie, which I think he would understand as an indication that I think he should come back with me. And alight on the deck and transform back into my humanoid form.
Okay.
And Ollie come with me.
Yeah, no, Ollie definitely would come along with you onto your as you go report in.
Yeah, and so I would just encourage him. He may have well already been planning to do it, but just to psychically ping the group, so to speak.
Yeah, no, so there sort of is, you all get sort of your bark and summon. So I'll say at that point, let's go check in on Otrek, who, sleeping in, now suddenly gets the, hey, all hands on deck, from Ollie.
Yeah, so just having a weird, spooky dream about the verdant shadow and it watching me. I'm not going to wake up in a good mood. I'm going to be a little bit bitey. So probably something nearby gets snapped at and hissed. And then I scrabble for my bandoliers and such so that I can become, presentable on deck. Throw a couple of belts across and around and check the pistol and go ahead and head on up.
Cool. So yeah, there's this strange canyon ahead of you that Halloran has come back to report, has reported on, and sort of summoned everyone together for him to report out to Biriana. So I'm gonna turn it over to Halloran if you want to tell the crew what you've seen.
Ahead, perhaps at this point, only 800 feet, we'll cross it rather soon. There's a deep canyon that seems to be filled with something perhaps treacherous. It looks like fog from a distance. If we were to go stand at the front, that's how it may appear, but it reminds me of a storm. Duran, I'm hoping that perhaps this is something that we can collaborate on as the navigators, but I've certainly never seen anything like it.
Below you is about 1,500 feet below you. So the idea is, y'all are high in the sky, but just to give you an idea. So it was about 1,000 feet ahead of you, and it's about 1,500 feet down. At this point, we'll say 800 by the time Halloran's gathered everyone and sort of is reporting out.
Do we know anything about this?
Yeah.
Again, this is sort of uncharted territory.
Yeah.
As I was saying before, when Grant was doing his navigation check, this is areas that are usually traversed under the mountain, and deep under Limehold, this is where sort of the forbidden caverns are, where some of the darker elements of Limehold history occurred with the coming of the Pantheon, the Whispered in the Darkness that lured 5 different members of Limehold society down there, 4 of which who were killed, and one who got away to tell the tale but was changed forever, or at least what's basically known as despair. The Black Despair, this sort of ethereal being, and then there was the other 4, by murdering the dwarves and Dragonborn, became corporeal and disappeared into these forbidden caverns that you are, again, above the ground, and those are, 3,000 feet below the ground, but you're in that area. Weird things.
Okay. Knowing that there's some weird stuff ahead, Otrek will pull together his courage, also being ticked off still. That kind of helps him pull through. He'll try and peer over the bow, get a closer look as much as he can on that storm, and pull together what he knows about the arcane vagaries of magic and science and nature all together, and see if is this just natural and we've never seen it before, or is it weird in an arcane way that may be conjured by some greater force.
Okay. You are far away, but at first I was thinking investigation, but really, no, this is more Arcana. Let's get an Arcana check. You're at quite a distance, though. I'm not going to give you full disadvantage, but I'm going to give you a -2 to this check just because of the distance. Still a 21. Just with your intelligence and knowing the idea that this storm is down in this canyon and not, you know how a storm forms. You're familiar with this even with the Dracovarian jungle. That's weird. And for a storm to be contained in this canyon, now only 500 feet or so in front of you, it'd be odd for it to, if it was natural, that would be odd. For it to be magical is actually the more likely explanation.
Okay. Then I'll definitely turn to the rest of everyone, and I'll quote probably from some various obscure books from the libraries of the Stone Chalice, and cite some arcane lore and say, by all that I've just said, this can't be natural. This is not something formed by nature. So there has to be, in that case, an agency behind it.
I'd say at this point, if people who would be so inclined to go look can go ahead and roll perception checks to see you get more information, or whatever else you would be wanting to do, as it's getting closer and closer underneath of you and becoming more and more into view.
Is there you think between perception and Arcana after hearing that? Is there?
I don't think you'll discern anything more whether it's Arcana. It's whether you can pierce. At this point, it's finding more of the source. An Arcana check is more this phenomenon seems to be magical. Where it's coming from would be to, what would be causing it, I think would be more of a perception at this point. Or convince me. I am all ears to be convinced of a different check.
I rolled a 15 if you allow me to try to sniff for something weird with my trunk, and that's about it.
Okay, anyone else?
Well, I'm not going to do a perception check, but what I will do, Duran would, understanding this situation, he would probably start doing a portent, and he's going to kind of you'll see him put his hands together like this, and then this a little bit of water moisture just kind of filters in between him and then freezes in between his hands and is suspended in the air. And you're going to see a couple of shapes sort of come out of this almost star-shaped snowflake. And the central one has 4 points, the next one has 6, then 8, and then 10. And there's a couple of different spokes that sort of come out from each central shape. And from that, he just kind of looks at it for a minute, and then he collapses it down and scatters the ice around him, and he turns to everyone and just says, "This is not going to go well."
Cato is going to shakily stand and move towards sort of the center of the boat, and he's going to look for something to cast light on, just in case if there's anything with a storm, if there's anything that's going to mess with them. He's going to want light to be able to see so that he knows what to hide from. So he's going to reach forward with a claw and gently touch a lantern hanging off of the central mast, just to kind of give us a little bit more extra light. I
mean, it's a light bulb in sunlight right now, but not a bad idea. Just because you are... Never mind, we'll get to that. Just because you were there. I've already said it, so I might as well say it. Because you're there and because it's Cato. Around each mast, as all ships do, there are tie-off lines.
He's gonna start doing that.
Yeah. So just, as there are tie-off lines as you would use in a storm type idea. It does, when you are tied off, it does half your movement speed. Just because of entanglement and having to, line management and you and the other members of the crew as you were tying off. But it also ties you to the ship, just as all sailors do in a storm.
Yeah, just in case. He's putting on his little baby harness. He's got his light on. He's ready.
Okay. Hallran, up towards the front. Again, you've got huge passive perception. But you can go ahead and let's see if you get anything above that for more detail of what you see up there.
At this point, I am back in humanoid.
You are.
Oh.
So 17, 18. So basically it's right about there. So as you peer down in this canyon, as now it is, only about 300 feet away, you see this storm begins to roil more and more, getting larger and larger underneath of you. And from within that storm, you see launch from out of the clouds this huge red bird that comes launching up out of the cloud. And as it flaps its wings, you can see some of this sort of fog and storm disappear, and it reveals, sort of writhing in another portion of the canyon, these long, sort of Imperial looking dragonoid shapes, sort of all in a knot swinging around. And back even behind them, you can't quite make it out with a 17, there is another shadowy figure as this comes into view. Whoops, sorry, restarted my music.
Oh, cool.
Whoa.
Oh, those are awesome.
That's beautiful.
Oh, it's like that, huh?
Halron takes a deep breath and yells as loudly as he can across the ship, "Brace, bows to bow," which is, ahead of it for my.
Yeah. So these creatures start moving up towards the ship, and while many of you are familiar with my heads-up display, I need to familiarize you with your ship.
Yes. It looks so good.
So you will notice that you have our good friend Jin Surat's outline there, so you get an idea of, because things can go both above and below above the ship and get cover from you by flying above Jin Surat. If for some reason you want to chase them up there, we have the ability to go up there as well, as this could potentially be a 2-leveled combat that you
just
all
shoot Jin Surat. Just go straight through.
Shooting Jin Surat, probably not the best idea, but
Question.
Yes.
Would there have been enough time for me to take like an hour to get back that spell slot I used, or no?
At this point, I would say no.
Just had to ask.
Yep. You're allowed. You're allowed to ask. I'm allowed to say no.
Yep.
So let's get familiarized a little bit with the ship. For the folks who are watching on stream, yes, I am about to zoom in a lot, so you all can see what's going on. So as you go on there, you should be able to find your tokens. If I can get, and the tokens of the rest of the crew who have all come charging up as well, being informed that this is a thing now. If I first can get you all, theoretically this should work, get you to roll me some initiative. Click on your token and then hit initiative in either, if you've got it locally, or on your D&D Beyond. Should work.
I don't have control of my initiative right now. For some reason, my pawn is not.
Set to you. Give me a second.
I have the same problem.
Stand by.
Oh!
You really wanted to go.
Hey,
No.
I told you something bad was gonna happen, you know?
It's like you can read the future.
So let me.
Are you gonna make it
see
better?
What is going on?
Hey, well, I didn't give you the whole fortune. Just saying. Only the beginning of it.
You never do. When's the last time you did?
That's just show business. Keep them wanting more.
Yeah,
Right.
nope, that didn't work. Here you go. This should get you there. That should get Baldir. Who else did not have it? I'm sorry.
That's me. Howron.
Howron. Okay, let me get Howron done as well. Thought I got everything set up, but there's always something you forget along the way.
I do have a question, Jack.
Yes.
Where is Scott, my steel defender?
I forgot to put him on, even though you sent me the thing. So let me put him on there right now.
No worries.
So
no worries.
sorry. You sent me the wonderful thing. Thank you so much for a lovely little scut for us. Let me get him. Clockwork Creatures. Doot-doot.
There he is.
Yep, there he is, and he would
This
be.
music, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's solid.
Jeez.
Yeah. And let me make him so that he's controllable.
Very good
by
choice.
You. I don't have a sheet for him here, so I'm just going to make him controllable. I don't know quite how to make him controllable. I'll have to figure it out.
Hey, maybe he's caught below decks.
I mean, you're going to want him, so I mean, we'll just tell me where you want him, and we'll get him there.
Okay.
Type idea. So, does everyone now have their stuff show up?
I still can't control Baldir for whatever
You
reason.
still can't show control Baldur.
Same problem for Howron.
Well, let's try again. Oh, because I didn't give it to you. That'd be the problem.
That'll do it.
I assigned the token to the sheet. I didn't assign the sheet to you.
We're halfway there.
We're halfway there.
We living on a prayer?
I was going to say there's a whole lot going on in this, so bear with me, my friends. And to Grant. Okay. Now does that work?
I'm gonna hit reconnect.
Yeah, I'll try to reconnect as well. I still don't have access. Sorry, man.
Well,
Yeah, I cannot click on the token.
oh, well. Let me see.
You shall join the ranks of Scott.
Yes. No, we're going to make this work.
Just move us around, and we'll just
If we can tell you, yeah, I moved.
Frankly, I had too much other. I'm going to have too much other stuff to do.
Okay, that's good.
That's not encouraging at all. Oh dear.
Controlled by you in your journal. Let me just do this. Just double check. See if that changed it. If it doesn't, I don't know what else to do.
I hit reconnect one more time and then we'll.
1 second. Let me.
just full on refreshing.
That's a good idea.
Sorry.
Great.
Okay, I got Baldir now. We're good. We're good.
Okay.
Baldir's
I
good,
hit
at least.
refresh and that'll do
See
it
if
for mine.
Howard's good.
But now it's gathering steam. Come on.
There you go.
I meant Baldir's bad. That's definitely. Can we try to read it? Just kidding. Go before initiatives.
Oh, no. It's a momentum thing. It's a momentum thing. Once
He's
you get
really
mov-
big, so you know
Yeah.
that tracks.
Yeah. Once you get him moving, though, there's no stopping him.
Exactly. I'm just very patient, and then.
There's Biriano hopping in.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Oh, there we go. Nice.
Cool. Edgar hopping in.
I'm sure we'll be able to make a forward.
All right, so I'm going to start placing back.
So yeah, start moving your folks around where you think you would be, knowing that things are off the front starboard side is where things were pointed out to you.
I could be on this one here.
And you're welcome to help Biriana say where the rest of the folks are as well. Lars is this guy with the big blonde beard, and he definitely is good on a ballista. That's his That's his gig. You would know that the chef likes to chop things. He is a barbarian. Probably not so great on things like that. Ollie. And like I said, there's a whole lot going on here. I'm going to try to not have it be me fighting myself the whole time. So get to know your NPCs, because probably coming up on next combats, y'all are going to be controlling an NPC just to be helpful along the way. Because
Please don't make it Fitz. Please don't make it Fitz. For the love of God,
Yes,
please don't make it Fitz.
Please do that. That would be amazing.
It's a mistake. Fitz's AC is 4. I don't.
I can't wait for Fitz to just kill
Fitz is
everything.
hiding below deck because he knows better.
Good. That's my boy. He's learning already.
Yeah.
Okay, Jay, if you could put Scut between Baldir and Kado.
Between Baldir and Kate. Stand. Okay, this is crazy. I can't get Baldir and Kado.
Mhm.
Yes, right here. Doot-doot.
Perfect.
Okay, I think I might have overloaded the turn thing. I can't. Okay, stand by.
I got a natural 20 and I'm still not going first.
What?
Rough.
Wow.
Ugh, that's just upsetting.
Yeah.
That makes me feel bad.
We got 24.
There
I
we
was
go.
going to say the
I
initiative.
mean, the other
just-
people rolled a 19 and a 20, so, you know.
It's fine. It's fine.
I had my thing fail out of me, so unfortunately I've got to roll some people's. No, Jaina's there. Imperial's there.
Who's there?
Get. No, I didn't get Ollie.
Oh, well, we need Ollie.
Hey,
We need Ollie.
dude, Ollie is an important part of the team.
I agree.
Yes.
Ollie, Ollie, oxen free.
Ooh.
I believe it.
And Jaina. Jaina Tones, Stone Sives. Okay, cool. So, here we go.
That's
Bear with me with all this type of stuff, because, dear Lord, as you can see, there's a lot. There's a lot going on. Lots and lots of things. So you all might want to zoom out. So just to give you a quick idea, port, starboard, ballistas, you see them over here. Sort of the center, right in this area here, that is sort of the front that goes down to the kitchen. Back here sort of goes down to other people's cabins. So the kitchen and Baldir's quarters are towards the front. The other cabins sort of are accessed through the back. As I said, Biriana and Ollie are back here towards the back. Lars is going to run over here to grab a ballista because that's what he do. I will also point you out to the 4 green sets of nets at the corners. That's the rigging.
Uh-oh.
Oh no!
That is the rigging that is holding you to Jen Surratt. It probably is something you don't want to get damaged and to fall apart while you're doing this fight. Just a thought. Just a notion, really. So just letting you know, it does have hit points and can be damaged by adversaries as we get into this.
Okay.
Can it be healed by us?
Not in a traditional
Can it
means.
be mended?
So mending takes a minute to cast. If you want to stand there for a minute to cast mending, you are more than happy to. However, I will say interesting things, things like Thorn Whip. I'm happy to hear about Thorn Whips. I'm happy about Grasping Tendrils. I'm happy to hear about other useful web spells. Would be fine to hear about things that things that create things that have hit points. Would certainly be a mechanical way to do this. So let's give you an idea of what's flying up at you.
Oh god.
As these Imperial stormworms. And you will notice that I have them all labeled as different colors. They are all the same thing. This is so that it's easier for us to reference which one you are aiming at, because we're going to have enough stuff anyway without saying, no, this one, no, that one. So they have, let's just say they all have a different racing stripe on them. But that's how you can identify which ones are which.
The one that has the red stripe moves faster, right?
Yes, of course, because the red stripe always
They all
makes
just
it
saying
go
Red goes
Kerchow
faster.
over and over again.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's where they are. They are flying towards you on the ship. And it looks like Lars is up first. He is at this port side ballista, because that's sort of his normal position. I'm happy to... Would you all like him at the front ballista, which does more damage, but of course doesn't rotate as far. Much more limited range. He is not tied off, because he's that type of dude. He has 30 feet of movement. He couldn't get there and to get a shot off, so he's going to stay where he is. He's going to stick and wait till he has a shot. How far away are they? I might have a shot. 120 feet, and our ballistas do have that range, don't they?
Yes,
Yep.
they're
Yeah, they do.
180 if I remember right.
Yes, ballistas do have a. Did I put the range on this?
Yeah, it should be it's in the attack.
180. Yep, I sure did. So yeah, Lars is going to do his thing. He's going to try to shoot this the silver worm. Let's get to Lars. I'm gonna put him first on my sheet. And he is going to shoot a port side, a broadside ballista for a natural 20 to get this thing going, get this thing started.
Nice.
Lars doing the thing. So does, 38 points of damage to this this first critter, the silver one.
Man.
You see it just, this huge ballista just goes nailing through, and this narrow little serpentine Imperial dragon, he just gets it and catches it and just slices almost the back half of it off. It is not down, but it is not happy. Next up, Duran.
Okay, I need to check one thing real quick. It is 120-foot range, so I am going to take aim at the big green guy in the back, with 2 Eldritch Blasts.
Big green guy from you is 120. Yeah, absolutely, you got it.
Yep.
You got the range on it.
So the first one is 18.
18 will hit.
And the second one is a natural 20.
Nice.
All right, starting this
All
off right.
Yeah, we're starting
Yeah,
Where's
strong.
my D10? So the first one's gonna be 9 damage, and the second one is, that's a 3, that's 6, 13 damage, and he's also pushed back 20 feet because I
does
have
he do
repelling
any-
blast.
Oh, it's not even a save, is it?
No, it's not a save.
Cool. So he moves back 20 feet. You see this big sort of black shadowy creature that you now see is this 3-headed sort of black dragonoid creature get blown back by this repelling blast and finding himself further away than he was before.
Is the range on that?
Biriana is going to look around to all you folks.
I still have a bonus action.
Oh, go for it. Bonus action.
Yeah. So as a bonus action, oops, I gotta figure out how far this thing is from me. No, they're not close enough. So instead, I'm going to go over to Kato.
Okay. Go ahead. You can
And
move over
I'm
there.
going to, Kato, you're gonna see, I'm gonna put my hands like right around that amulet that's around my neck, and I'm just gonna like, you're gonna see like a copy of it form, and I'm gonna pass it to you and say, put this on.
Very well. He will slip it around his neck.
Awesome. Biriana Ooh, 120 feet, yeah. So, she's way back in the back. Birion is going to run center deck, sort of get near the gang. And let me check my range. I think I'm within 120 feet of stuff. Just barely. Ooh, can reach the silver one. Yeah, so I think she's going to take the one at the front, though. You see, and many of you have seen this before, anytime that you've gotten into trouble with Biriana, she whips out this viol, this sort of violin-looking instrument. It is bone white. In fact, legends say that it is in fact made from bone. As she pulls out the Pirate Queen's Lament and casts Shin's Hutch. On a 20, that's going to hit and does 15 more necrotic damage. It does 15 necrotic damage to this blue Stormlord. And you see it, this skeletal hand sort of reach up from out of the violin and then go shooting out across the deck and out over the side, grabbing onto this the neck of this blue Stormworm, sort of strangling it. Next up, Kato.
Kato is going to appraise the situation around him. He's going to look at the nice pretty necklace he's got, and he is going to pull out a vial of holy water that he had in his vest, and he is going to use it to cast Bless. And as he cracks open the vial and the water lifts up and kind of dissipates into the air, his magic, he's going to give Duran and Otrek and Baldir. You guys have been blessed.
I'm going to put these little icons on you, so hopefully remember, who was it? Baldir,
Duran, and Otrek.
And Otrek. You all have blessed. That's an extra D4. Please keep track of all that stuff, because I got more stuff going on. So, yeah, all of you will all find yourselves blessed. I meant to do beer. I didn't say it. So, in the heat of battle, Birion didn't do her last thing that she wanted to do.
Before Kato, before we pass on, Kato is going to say, if we can get that particularly beautiful bird closer, I might be able to communicate with it. Perhaps this is all just one large, incredibly misfortunate misunderstanding.
Okay. I'm sure that's it.
Definitely.
And he's done.
Next up is Ollie. Ollie's going to come running forward, and is going to come put themselves over here next to Kato, and is going to hold. Actually, that might have been too far. He flies at 60 feet. Not going to be able to make it quite all the way. He is going to then come down by Baldir, and is going to hang there and hold actions until someone comes into range. Next up is Jaina. She is going to run over, let's see, 60 feet. She's going to almost make it to the front, ballista, but doesn't quite make it, even using her rush action. Ortek, you are up. Otrek, sorry.
No problem. You're not a lizard folk. I don't expect you to remember it.
Yeah.
All right. We are going to do a little bit of movie, shooty, and a couple of other fun things. So move action, I get 30 feet. It's going to put me, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's pretty good and central. Action, we're going to fire the pistol at, I don't have color bands, or if I do,
They're
I can't
late.
see them.
Are you not able to see the names on them?
I am not.
It might be that I screwed up and made them so they're not visible. Stand by.
No problem.
It should say nameplate should be visible. You don't see a nameplate below them that says Silver Stormworm.
Nope.
Huh.
I also don't see.
So no,
Hey.
maybe I just don't know what I'm doing.
That's okay.
Got a click that says
Streamer.
nameplate, so. Yep, I don't know what to do to fix it. I'm sorry. So anyway, yes, this one is that the one you're aiming at? This is the one, the silver one that took the first ballista. The one right next to it is the one that took the chill touch.
I'm going to shoot both of them.
Okay.
Hang on just a second. I need to double check my...
There we go. See. Now can you see them?
Hang on. Let me go back to that screen.
Oh, sorry.
No, I cannot.
Okay, never mind.
So
Okay.
anyways, I started blasting.
I did start in blast.
Hey, that's my thing.
I think that's everyone's thing at this point.
Woohoo!
All right, it's been a while since I've looked at pistols. I want to make sure I'm doing this right. Give me just a second. All right, so both of these are going to be with disadvantage, unfortunately.
Okay.
I believe.
Don't forget to add that D4.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out. I've not used Roll20 before, so we're going to...
We'll probably just have to manually add it.
That is not what I wanted to roll. That was my pistol damage. That is still my pistol. I have talent, I swear. There's the first attack.
15 on Stormworm.
Got it.
First one misses. The second one will hit.
Well, they both have disadvantage, so that first one would have been with...
So if 15 does not hit, and then the second one roll two more times.
But roll a D4 because the 19 might.
That's true. 19 might get you there.
Wouldn't it be on the lowest one, though, with disadvantage?
Yeah, 15, but you could get enough to get you
that's
there.
true.
With
That's
a D4.
Get that defer.
Well, like I said, first time using Roll20, so...
With a
You're
3,
fine.
it does put enough on it to make it hit. That bless. You feel the divine
nice.
influence of Kato's hand steadying you, and it does hit.
All right. So I rolled a 10 earlier for damage. You want me to use that one or roll a new one?
We can take the first one. So yeah, might as well. The 11.
Yeah, looks like...
Yep, 11 damage. So it takes 11 damage. You see this bullet sort of ricochet into this sort of serpentine form that is lightning running down the length of it.
Awesome. And I'm going to fire that second shot. I don't have to reload it because it is infused with Artificer Magic,
Nice.
so it does not have the loading property. I don't even need ammunition.
Nice.
So we'll do that. Did it load properly? Why is this doing things that it is not supposed to be doing? Maybe there? There we go with disadvantage. Oh, great. Great. Of all the things to roll.
On a pistol misfire, I believe, I don't know if you take damage or not, or whether it's...
Let me check that. I actually don't think 5e has a misfire.
I don't think it has a misfire either. I think that's with the critical roll rules.
Yep.
Back from it. So yeah, the second one totally misses. Just whoosh, you hear the shot crack out and goes long. Anything
Okay.
you'd like to do with your bonus action or with your movement?
Yeah, absolutely. With my bonus action, we are actually going to grab a handful of very agitated and angry beetles that I've worked out of clockwork. We're going to cast them at Kato, giving them sanctuary.
Nice.
And I'm
Clockwork
gonna have-
beetles.
that should-
Everybody's just protecting Kato.
Thank you. He really appreciates it.
Give me my amulet back.
Nice.
Okay, rude.
But it's beautiful.
So, and is that complete your turn?
I believe so. Let's see if I can get it to actually show up for us. There we go. Yeah, that's movement, action for 2 shots, bonus action for spell.
Blue Worm is going to fly in at his speed of 60 feet right here next to Otrek.
Oh, great. Fantastic. Love it.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
that thing's fast.
Actually, gonna back up one. Sorry, right here. You can't make it that far. 2 there, but that works just fine. As it opens its mouth and unleashes a lightning breath.
Oh, wow.
On Otrek and Halran, as the line is 30 feet long, goes blasting through the two of you, right along this line right here, 30 feet, going through both of you. I need you all to make dexterity saving throws, please, or take 17 points of lightning damage. Halran, you take 17 points of lightning damage. Otrek, you only take half as much, so that'd be 8 points of lightning damage as this little critter does his thing. Next one, the Silver Storm Worm. Ooh, I know what he's going to do. He's going to come shooting down to right there. And is going to unleash a lightning bolt this way, 30 feet. Does a lightning breath. Wow, that's gonna suck.
Uh-oh.
I need.
It's still so much confidence.
Kira needs to do a dexterity saving throw. Do a saving throw. Get it? On a 22, good. She makes it. However, still on that high roll there, will take 28 points. So that's what, 14 points of lightning damage that
Wow.
that she takes.
I'm scared again.
And you watch this blue silver worm as the lightning goes passing through it. You see it wrap around it, and you see its wounds begin to close as it is hit by lightning.
No. That's not allowed.
Wait a second. No, they don't. It had chill touch on it. You see the blue ones had chill touch on it. You see the lightning wrap around it as its galvanic regeneration tries to take effect, and you can see as it starts to heal, it's almost like those skeletal fingers sort of rip the wounds back open. Since I already let the cat out of the bag, that hey, lightning heals them. Next up,
Good to know.
Queta.
So Queta has been kind of like focusing on these nettings for a while, but as she sees the beasties approach, she will have seen Lars, that's his name.
Yep.
She would have seen him fire that ballista shot and would have gone over to reload it.
Okay, so you can go and move your token over there to use your bonus action to help Lars reload. Do you have control of your character, or do I need to fix you? Good, cool. You still have an action available to you, or you can hold an action.
I'm just trying to figure out where I walked from, because I couldn't use my arrow keys for some reason. I can hold an action, or I can use an action, right?
Yes, you can use an action, or if you'd like to hold it, whatever you'd like to do.
All right, hang on just a sec.
While we're looking tall, how long does it take to unwind oneself from the being tied up to the mast?
One action.
One action.
It's a bonus action to tie in. It's an action to untie, because it's like you've got to untie the knot.
And just will it half your speed?
Once if you take the action unknot, then that turn you have full speed.
Yeah. So at this point, I think Queta right now is thinking of hanging back. So I think she'll actually just do the hide action if she can.
Okay. There's not a lot to hide out where you are right now. You could take the defend action if you'd like to do that, where it makes attacks against you have if you use your action to take defense, you can do that.
On second thought, I think she'll actually dash toward like the netting closer to them. So she'll probably just dash over in this direction. Let me just move her real quick. So yeah, she would move in about there so she could get like a better look while still like kind of sort of hanging back from the battle.
Gotcha.
And I think that would be her turn.
Cool. Nerial is going to run over to help Lars do the reloading and hold an attack if anything comes into range. He runs over there, this black dragonborn, with his meat cleaver and his meat tenderizer. He's got basically a battle axe and a warhammer, one in each hand, and he is not going to rage yet. Halran, it is your turn. Oh, you're muted.
Yeah, thank you. I already started talking. So having seen that these creatures...
Oh yeah, you've definitely seen the chef rage before.
That I'm sure I've seen and I'm looking forward to seeing again. I was going to cast Call Lightning, but have since decided that that's
like
not
I tipped my hand too soon, man.
So Halran repositions to prevent getting blasted, next to Otrak again. And once he does that, he raises his hands to the sky, and for just a moment, it seems as if it's night again, and some of the stars sort of come down to sheath his form. I use my starry form feature for the Circle of Stars Druid, using
Nice.
up my other wild shape there. And it takes the form of an archer, the constellation.
Sweet.
Then I will cast Guiding Bolt on what I believe is the silver one, the one next to Utrecht.
Yeah. This one here is the silver one. Or are you wanting to do the one next to Otrecht? That's the blue one.
The blue one then, the one next
Okay.
to Utrecht.
17's gonna hit.
Excellent. Then it takes 11 radiant damage, and the next attack against it has advantage, which I'll pay attention to and try to remind you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
And that is the end of my turn.
Very, very cool. I just need to remind myself that those guys have used their breath weapon, and they have to roll to get it back. Shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. Next up is Halran. Then this big giant bird, the Anzu. Let's zoom on out. Go over and take a look at what we're going to do with our big chonky boy.
Wow, it's gonna do nothing? Awesome.
Yeah.
It's so nice of it to be so passive.
I know, right? It's just so...
Such a gentle giant. My thing is, these creatures are pretty ballsy for a giant primordial dragon to be like right there, you know?
Yeah, there's something else that seems to have frustrated them. Don't know what it could be. So, with his 80-foot fly speed, comes flying down to about right there.
Oh.
Yeah, he moves really fast. In fact, you see sort of this lightning crackling around it as it comes flying down towards you. And, yeah, it opens its beak. And, let's see. I need Baldir, Duron, Halran, Ortrek, my NPC, and the 2 worms to make me a dexterity saving throw.
What's going on here?
The 15.
You see as its wings open up, it screeches, and it's almost like this giant elemental energy comes flowing out of it. And as it passes across the space in between you all, it turns into this giant wave of water.
Okay. As a reaction, if has Howron made his roll yet?
I have not. I was just about to.
Go ahead and take a flash of genius.
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
So I point out a couple of things to grab onto real quick that'll help you stabilize.
Oh, well, 1 second.
Are you blessed still?
I was not one of the blessed recipients.
Oh, I'm sorry, dude.
So has everyone made their rolls?
I got a
not yet.
15.
He was too far away. I'm sorry.
15.
Oh, lordy. We're just not doing so great here.
So that's everyone. Oh, I need to make hers. Stand by. Kareth needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Actually, I will add a d6 to hers with my Cosmic Omen. I would have grabbed someone. Oh, I didn't need to, I guess.
So 15, 16, okie dokie. And the Anzu, it is a DC 16. So believe it or not,
Oh,
you
Okay.
saved her
Okay,
because
Great.
for those of you who failed under 16, you take 28 points of bludgeoning damage as this water just comes flowing over top of the deck. So she will take, for the other rest of you, it would be 14 points of bludgeoning damage.
I don't think any of us saved.
Wow, none of you all saved? Seriously?
No, not a one of us.
But you
Okay.
tried, and that's what counts.
I'm like the
It
giant
does.
Loxodon, man. I'm not doing cartwheels over here. I'm not very dexterous, okay?
I have been
Uh,
described as a walking
How
sausage.
far down? So, oh my gosh. So, Halran, Otrek, Duran, what'd you make? What was your roll?
I got a 15.
Okay, so, okay, this is gonna be weird.
So I'm about to fall off the ship, guys.
So,
That's what I'm sensing.
people who missed by more than 5, you get
Yeah.
pushed back 30 feet. So Otrek and Halran
Yeet.
are just got washed off the edge of the ship. Because you only missed by 1, did not miss by 15, by 5. Derek and Duran, you are able to catch yourself. You are pushed up against the rail, but are oh, you know what? Oh no, Queta was just out of it because it was beyond 60 feet. You were just out of the 60-foot range. That's why you didn't have to do it. But yeah, the two of you guys are literally just got washed over the side by the Anzu.
And this is why I hate heights.
So, that is their turn. Let me switch them to a no because they just used their breath weapon. I don't know if any of y'all have reactions and are close enough, but I'm going to go ahead and keep moving on.
I've already used my reaction.
Yep, 2 folks out over in the air, about to be in free fall.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yep. Edgar is up next. He is up here on the deck. He is going to run over to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, he's going to run over to the ballista. Are y'all fine? I'm gonna ask you above board. Are y'all fine?
I'm laughing. This is great.
No problem.
I'm gonna say that Edgar, he's an old dwarf. He doesn't know that you're fine. He knows Halren he's not going to worry about. He doesn't know the intricacy of it, but he's seen him turn into a bird before. Big chonky lizard. He's going to use his bonus action and tie a rope onto the ballista, and he's going to shoot Otrak.
Aww.
Okay, cool.
Unless one of y'all wants to scream out and stop him.
Oh, is that gonna hurt?
It depends on what you allow
Is that
me to
gonna
do.
hurt?
He's going to harpoon him because we're 1,500 feet up.
I would like to have a chance to save him, but I would like to have a chance to save him.
Same.
Okay. I mean, this would be one of those things that by next round a harpoon there would be out of range of a harpoon.
I would like.
Okay, then dude, that's cool. He will not shoot. He will hold his action until after Baldier's turn. Since you've not gone, he's looking to see if anyone does anything, and especially since you're at the bottom of the initiative, he's getting ready to shoot. To basically harpoon the sausage out of the sky. Do a little sausage harpooning. Next up.
Bobbin for Otrak.
Bobbin for Otrex. So he's getting ready to go. If no one saves... Yeah, I like that. He's holding his action. If no one saves Otrek, he's going to save Otrek in the ugly way. Because he's a pretty good shot. Next up is... this other one of these electric worms. Which one is it? It's the closer one. He's going to come flying in. He's going to move 60 feet. I think he's going to swing up. He's going to dash. He's going to get over here for some fun with the folks on deck. He's going to dash all the way over to here, off deck. And then next up is our Monkey Monk girl. She is going to run down, seeing Edgar at the ballista getting ready to reload. Last Cyan, the Cyan Stormworm, is going to get into position as well. He's going to double dash and, seeing someone overboard. He loves that idea. 120. Can't quite make it, I don't think. Oh yeah, he can. He can't attack though, and he doesn't want to get grabbed by Otrek. So he's going to just get over here and get ready to dive in for what he thinks is going to be an easy meal when the big sausage goes splat. Yeah. And then next up, Baldir.
You tell me if I can do this or not.
Convince me.
While Otrek is off the side of the ship and falling, Baldir will very quickly climb over the side of the ship and jump, extending his limbs outward as much as possible, and with his Storm Sorcerer power, do what he can to guide the wind with his long billowing robes to move him as close to Otrek as possible through the air, to try to get within 5 feet of him.
So I would let you run up the deck. So you could run up the deck to the closest point, which is how many feet?
It's 20. That would be 10 there.
Dude, I'll give it to you. That you get there, and then you can do a 10-foot leap.
So Baldir very chunkily runs his massive Loxodon frame along the side of the ship before awkwardly climbing over the side, extending his limbs out, and sensing that shift of wind direction as it begins to follow wherever he guides, sends his robes flying towards Otrek to where he gets within 5 feet of Otrek, and he extends an appendage out towards him. And I don't know how loud this wind is, but he does yell, "Friend Otrek, my hand now!" and tries to reach out to make contact with Otrek.
So I need either an acrobatics or a dexterity. I need something for you maneuvering your body in air. I'm not going to put it at disadvantage, which I normally be doing elephant in air because you are a storm sorcerer and your act is all about moving all of these ribbons and stuff around. So, but it's still, I can't just give it to you for free, buddy. You got to at least make me a roll. On a
It was
20.
a 20.
On a 20, I will let you get there.
So he reaches out
Elephant,
and
Dumbo. Sorry.
and if truly he can fly, but the second he makes contact with Otrek, he will dimension door them back onto the ship.
Where y'all want to land?
So he will land very close to, is it Scut is the name of the he will land very close to Scut, but when they dimension door back, Otrek will essentially be like swarmed within Baldyr's body. Baldyr basically seeing like what they're doing. Baldyr is like used to the storm and the lightning and the thunder. So he's kind of acting as a shield. So Baldyr will be kind of like in a way to shield Otrek from some of these attacks that might happen.
Okay, y'all can do it. Go ahead and move your tokens up to where they would be. I would say on seeing that, Edgar's going to take his shot against this guy who's coming in for that easy meal. He did not have time to aim because of the fact that he was tying stuff on there. So let's see if he can hit with an 8. The ballista goes long. He's already used his bonus action, so it'll take them a full time to reload unless they swap out next time. And that is up. Now it is the three-headed dragon's turn.
Don't like that.
Way up here. What is his fly speed?
Sorry, just real like minor thing.
No problem.
Once they land, Baldyr will use his bonus action of the tempestuous magic to like get Otrek down on the ground, say, go safe now. And basically kind of jetpack away from him about 10 feet as a free action towards these things to kind of use his body hopefully as a shield against their future attacks.
I'm going to go ahead and give you my inspiration that I've been carrying because that was super cool.
Awesome use. And yes, I love me an epic moment. So the big dragon actually is going to dash, and you see him keep flying upward and fly upward over top of Jin Surat's body and wing, and sort of disappear out of view up above for his turn. Next up. So here's a quick question. It is 9:48. We've gotten through our first round of combat here. Do we want to take a quick break, or at this point, it does take a little while to get through each one of these rounds. Not sure if this combat's even probably going to go into next session somewhat, depending as you see how much stuff's going on. So if we want to take our quick 5-minute break here at the top of the second round, now that people have sort of gotten used to stuff, we can do that, and we'll make a quick bathroom and drink, and then we'll be right back and get back into this insane combat that we're trying to run.
I would be very in favor of that.
Yes, let's do that. We will see you all back in just a second to see whether or not our party can survive. Be right back. We're close. And we're back with this crazy battle, folks. We're going to try to keep things moving and exciting for you all. Next up is Lars Flint. Unfortunately, this big guy is up above the wing. He does have this small worm here right next to him, so he is going to do his thing that he do best and take a shot. Lars doing the ballista weapon attack as the cook went over there to help him reload, and doink. With a 21, that's going to hit with 19 piercing damage. This ballista goes slamming into it. It hisses back, and you see its jaws open up. As you know, he's got stuff to do. Bonus action he's going to use to reload. He's going to stay right there. Duran.
All right. Duran's going to look down, look at everything around us, look down back at Haran and be like, and then reach out forward, and like this giant portal sort of like of water, it's almost like a whirlpool, is going to form in front of, or not in front of, but like behind Haran. And I'm going to cast my version of Bigby's hand and grab him.
Sweet!
And I can move that 60 feet in a round, I think.
Golly, do I have a hand? I think I do.
I got something for you later if you want. I didn't think about it until just now.
No worries. I think I got one.
Yeah, I think it's 60 feet. Yes. I can move it for 60 feet, so I can easily just pluck him back right on top of the.
You say it looks like a whirlpool.
So no, it comes out of a whirlpool, but what it looks like is another dragon claw.
Is it large size, or what size is it?
It is large.
Large. So whoop, whoop. That is Big Z's hand for right now.
Works.
Swoosh.
And yeah, and I'm just gonna grab him and like move him like straight. Like, well, still put him a little bit away from everybody else, like up here.
There we go.
That way we're not all like lined up for these things.
So we'll move.
Yep.
All ran forward.
Thank you.
And then, as a bonus action, I'm going to make another whirlpool appear. This time right next to this thing,
Yep.
The one over the deck, and a serpentine dragon's head is gonna like pop out of that pool and just take a bite out of that
Nice.
guy. And so that's a natural 20.
Nice.
All right, that's a lot. Where are my? There's 1 and 2. So that is 7 and that's cocked. Plus 12 is 19 points of cold damage.
19 points of cold damage. You see the icicles form over top of this. It starts to crystallize. You can see it's like cold-bloodedness starting to take effect. It is still up, but it is struggling, and you can see that sort of the lightning surrounding it has gotten to be much dimmer than it was previously.
And that other thing would be like right here. It's got like a 10-foot range. Like 1 square away from it.
1 square away from it?
Yeah, towards us.
Sweet. I don't have something that's actual tentacles. I don't think. Oh yes, I do. I don't have a single one.
Not tentacles. It's a dragon.
That's what it is.
I'm not that kind of warlock.
Cool. Awesome.
And I'm gonna move away from the bow of the ship.
Cool.
Yeah, we're gonna just come up here.
Biriana is on deck. 60 feet. So as you're moving...
You're welcome.
Let's see, 60, 20 feet. Oh no, she's gonna run over here. Okay, so Biriana runs over here, and after seeing what happened to some folks and things and stuff, Biriana is going to cast.
Is she looking as if she's going to attack the bird?
No, she looks like she's looking at this one that's right off the deck.
Okay.
Yeah. She is. You know what? No, she's going to use her. She's going to use her storm array. No, she's going to use her whip. She's going to get one closer and use her whip because she's 10 feet away, and is going to take one attack. On a 17, she just hits and does 6 points of slashing damage. And she's going to try to reel it in. It does a strength saving throw. On a 21, it does not move. And Biriana, as her bonus action, is going to give inspiration to Otrek, seeing as he has just been probably not doing real well. So that is a D10 that she gives to you. And
Awesome.
Next up is Kato.
So, question for DM: do I know what this creature is, given my studies and?
No, you've not seen something like this before.
Okay. Kato is going to shakily let go of the mast and walk 15 feet forward.
Okay.
To get closer to the bird.
Okay.
And I'm going to use a charge of my Speak with Animals.
Okay.
The ring on Kato's finger pulses for a moment as he activates this on himself, so he will be able to communicate with the bird, this Anzu, and he's going to hold up his claws, like kind of a, listen, I don't want to start anything, and he's going to shout out, "Mighty avian of storm and water, this electricity that pulses down your beautiful feathers is nothing short of awe-inspiring as you soar through these skies. We wish not to quarrel with your magnificence. What is causing you such ire? Is there anything this humble scholar can do to assist you so that we may fly in these skies with you as well?"
Roll me a persuasion check.
I was worried about that.
Or I'll give you or performance on this because of just the nature of what you're doing.
Okay, performance is a little better, so we're gonna go with that. Ah, dang.
Yeah, on a 12, you hear.
1 second.
Okay.
If you failed the check, please roll another d4.
Oh.
Okay, roll a d4.
Does
On a
16 get it?
16. Here's the trick. This is a monstrosity. It is not a beast. So it is unable to understand you. However, your orientation skills were somewhat interesting to it. However, there just screeches back at you as it cannot determine your words, and you're just this sort of gesticulating bronze creature on the deck of the ship. But great try.
We tried.
You did try. They would have had to be for a performance of just that you looked intimidating enough, or looked, convincing interesting enough that it would investigate instead of attack. It would have been a DC 20 plus to get to that.
Oh yeah,
but,
for sure.
Anyway, anything else you would like to do?
Nope, I have done everything.
Okay. Next up is Ollie, who is going to. Ollie's getting in it, man. 60 feet. Oh yeah, Ollie's getting in it. Going over to this one and is going to do first his slam attack. on 11. It dodges out of the way before he can slam into it, but then he swings back around to try to do a bite on a 22. It does hit for 11 points of slashing damage, plus another 2 points of radiant damage as his sort of teeth begin to glow with a radiant light as he bites into this storm worm. Jaina is next. She's going to move into position. Woo! And yeah, she's going to point blank it right at this. Actually, she's going to shoot at the bird. The bird's bigger and she can shoot by it. She does have time to aim, so she's going to do the aiming thing. I didn't bring up the forward ballista because I'm not smart. So she's going to do her dexterity check. Come on, do your thing. Do the thing. On 11, she does not make it. It is less than 5. It unfortunately is at disadvantage. But we'll see. On an 8, unfortunately, she does not hit. And that is Jaina's turn. That took way too long for nothing. A whole lot of nothing. Otrek, you are up.
Ooh, okay. That was an adventure. I didn't get skewered, so happy times.
I wanted to go fishing for sausages.
No. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Otrek is going to do a quick. Yeah. Where am I? Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I believe is right. I think I didn't do one of my diagonals, actually.
Yeah, you can do the measurement tool.
Yeah.
And just...
I would actually have been there because I was here.
Cool, that's fine.
Yeah. That would put me at range, I believe, of 30 for the... Yep. How bad is Jade Fist?
Oh, wait.
How bad's Jade Fist looking?
She is not looking terrible at this point. She is down. Not down. I mean, she's down hit points, but she is not. I'm sorry, Jade Fist.
Because I think she got caught in that swamp hit as well. She made the save, though, right?
She made the save. She is down 28 hit points. I'm sorry, that's not Jade Fist up there. That's Jaina. Up at the front is who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is down. She's about half down. She's about 50%.
Cool. All right, so we're going to shoot that fella there. I think that's blue. Yeah?
Yes.
We're going to go ahead and give him some of the old pistol roonies.
Sweet.
You have advantage. He has the guiding bolt.
He does have the guiding bolt on it.
Yep. So we're going to roll the first one. Pretty sure that hits.
26 definitely hits.
All right. Roll damage.
15. How do you want to do this?
All right. So I'm going to do one other thing right on top of that. Just give me 1 second to pull it up here. Where did it go? There it is. All right. So the bullet goes ahead. It shatters through like mid-back of this creature.
Yeah.
The galvanic energy erupts out of it. Otrek makes a clawing gesture with his hand and clutches this wheeling cog. It's like a not a sextant, the other one. I was just looking this up the moment ago.
Astrolabe?
Yeah.
Astrolabe,
Okay.
yes, thank you. It's like a complicated astrolabe. The energy arcs from that creature to the astrolabe, and then it juts back out and heals her.
Oh, sweet.
So that's an arcane jolt. It's 2d6.
Nice.
And then we're going to fire off a desultory round at, because I get 2 shots per turn.
Yep.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and shoot. That's silver, right?
Yep.
All
Well,
right.
cyan, but yeah. He's
Cyan.
down a little bit, but that's cool.
Well, we're still going to shoot him.
Yep, do it.
Everyone needs to be shot a little bit.
Of course. So that's 24 with 11 points of damage.
Yep.
Nice. He's still up, looking bloodied, out there, sort of in Ollie's jaws, and now you've taken a shot, sharpshooted across the deck, and hit him good.
All right. That's my move. That is my action. The Arcane Jolt actually is not a bonus action or a reaction. It's just a rider, surprisingly enough.
Sweet.
So I've still got a bonus action, but I got no way to use it. So we're rocking and rolling.
Cool. Next up is some worms. Which worms are coming at you? Blue worm. Blue worm's dead. Silver worm is the one that's up there by Jaina. Good thing you healed her, because he's about to take some bites as it's going to use its multi-attack.
Yeah, I was kind of worried about that.
Yeah, you see it sort of rear back like a snake, and it's going to make two bite attacks. Actually, first it's going to roll to see whether or not it gets back its breath. On a 4, it does not. It's going to take 2 bites. On a 12, the 12 misses. The 23 is going to hit, though, for 13 points of piercing damage. As she again, good thing you healed her, and that's that turn. Actually, it's got flyby, which means it does not do get opportunity attacks. So it is going to go skirting along, and is going to get itself some range, and move right up here. Fly up that direction. Queta.
Quick question. The whirlpool thing around Zuron, that's
That's a Bigby's hand.
his hand, so it's not doing any sort of like.
It is spectral. You can pass through it. You can occupy its space. It doesn't do anything.
Okay.
Unless I make it do something.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, so I'm measuring out 30 feet. Queta will look around to see any close by targets that aren't really like closely engaged with stuff. Is there a way I can like move this with my keys or something? Because that's how I usually.
No, I think you have to do it with your mouse. You have to click on your
That's
token
fair.
and then.
So
Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't have WASD controls.
That's fine. Oh god, where am I?
You can use the arrow keys to do it.
Oh my gosh, fantastic. Well, anyway, she would move up here, as I believe her movement is. Oh my god, I've been doing this wrong. Okay, let me go back because my movement speed is actually 25. Shoot.
Just dwarf things.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Things.
That's okay. I think I was like 45 feet out of that. So we'll go here and let me just look this over one more time. I believe it is. Okay. So okay. So Queta will actually look toward the worm that's engaging with
Ollie?
yeah, with Ollie. And she will cast Mind Sliver on it.
Nice.
if it could please make an intelligence saving throw.
Ooh, that's not going to go well.
I'm sorry, the stagehand cast what?
Mind Sliver.
Yep, that is a 14.
14 makes it. So
Wow, unfortunate.
Is it half
Yeah.
damage or?
it would be no damage because it is a cantrip.
Gotcha. Okay.
I think. However, because of war magic, I did cast.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Oh no.
Well, flex
He was
so
going
hard.
to attack.
Hey,
Oh, there we
wait,
go.
Maybe.
What's up?
You froze for a second. Still
Oh,
frozen.
nice.
Okay, now you're back.
Yeah, I saw. With war magic, she's going to be able to pull out a crossbow and make an arrow shot at it.
Okay.
So she will go ahead and. Yikes!
Unfortunately, 11 misses as well. It is a slippery little booger. Lightning fast.
Yeah, that's a shame. So with that, I think she will probably move a little bit closer to the mast, just coming up right beside Baldir, and that will be the end of her turn.
Okay. Neriel is a melee guy, so he's hanging, not doing anything. And that's that. Stuff and things. He's like, oh, he's gonna use his bonus action to help them reload. And next up is Halran.
So Howron has been pretty battered between the lightning breath and getting hit full force by that tidal wave. So he is gonna move a little ways away from like the front of the battle here, but he is also rather perturbed at this this attack, against the ship. So now the constellation of stars around him swells, and I'll cast my starry form attack at. I still can't see the colors, but the one that Ollie's fighting over here.
Yep, that's the cyan one. Yep. Sorry about that. I thought I had the labels all set up for y'all.
Oh, that's okay. We'll sort it out. So I guess that's just a. Sorry, I'm just trying to find this spell attack. Oh, I guess I can just roll a d8, right? Like. Oh, there it is. Okay.
On a 16, unfortunately, just misses as their armor class is 17.
That's okay. I'll follow up with Guiding Bolt against the same one.
Okay. $18 will hit.
Ah, perfect. So you'll take 20 radiant damage as Howron's basically just staggers at people. And whoever attacks it next has advantage, which I'll keep track of.
Got it. Cool. So yeah, no, it takes a lot of damage. It is nasty. And it's still up, sort of writhing around, being fully engaged with Ollie, and it did not fly away as it should have if it was smart. Next up is Anzu. The Anzu is first going to roll to see if they get their breath weapon back, because that would be
Please
nice.
no.
It does not.
On a 6, it does.
That's unfortunate.
It is going to move. It goes moving up the side of the ship to get a nice, good broadside.
Hate that.
Oh, perfect.
And there's good news and bad news. I need, let's see, who do we have?
Oh man.
60 feet and a 60-foot cone aimed that way. So Ooh.
All of us.
Pretty much. Well, it's a 60 by 60. So what's the width here? Yeah, pretty much Biriana. It's everyone who's right here gathered right in the center. Start making deck saves. I gotta go all the way across the whole thing too. Could be
Does
bad.
that include Kato?
Does that include Kato? Let's see. It might.
Well,
let's see.
goodbye,
Let me do.
everyone.
It's going to be very. I don't think it is Otrek. The question is whether it's going to be 60 feet. It's going to be whether she gets Kato or whether she gets Lars. Whether they get Lars. Kato.
Can I give you a little bit of help on that?
Sure.
Kato's under sanctuary.
Oh, okay.
You have to make a wisdom save to attack.
But I think but the breath weapon, I'm not sure if that counts. Y'all tell me. I don't think six.
Spell doesn't protect the warded creature from area of effects.
Ah,
Yeah,
dang.
so this cone would.
My bad.
count.
Yeah. So no, I'm saying it's.
My bad.
If it gets Kato, it also gets Otrek, Queta, Baldir. Biriana needs to make one.
I just realized I didn't add my dex to my last save, so I actually saved on it.
Oh,
Not gonna worry about it
okay.
now, but
Halran, my fun dragonborn needs to. Oof. Since it got Kato, I don't think it's going to get Lars. It is going to get Flint, though. I'm sorry, Edgar Coldshale. Good lord. If you've all got your bless, remember to add it on there.
Oh, it's not going to help me a bit. That one.
Baldir, how'd you do?
Got a 6.
Oof. Good night. Okay, well, there's good news and there's bad news. The good news is our good friend.
I need Kato to roll a d4. A 15. So, like, a bubble appears around him from that talisman and tries to shield him.
Okay.
What?
As they wing back this time and swing their wings, you see the lightning seem to catch fire into this ash and dust as it is, good lord, 50 points of fire damage. It is not water damage this time, as 50 points of fire damage goes rolling across the deck. 25 for anyone who saved. It was, again, a DC 16. Did anyone save?
I did.
I had the 23, thanks to Wheel.
Woot! So yeah, the two of y'all take 25. Everyone else takes 50 points.
I have
of
resistance.
fire
So
damage.
do
Then
I
it's
drop
half,
down?
25, and if you
Okay.
made it, it would be 14. Golly.
Is the hand in that cone or no?
We're gonna say no. If it hit Kato and Otrek, it would have hit the hand.
Okay.
Good lord.
The hand saves with a +0.
Nice.
Have a mass cure coming, guys. Just stay strong.
Oh, I gotta make a concentration.
Oh, perfect.
Can I even save on this? Yeah. Thankfully I have advantage. And I have that.
Shit.
Oh, shoot. I don't know how to delete those. I'm sorry.
No worries.
Just click on them and hit delete.
What happens to Scoodle, whatever?
Oh goodness, give me a second. Where's he at? He would have to make a save as well if he's caught in that. Let me grab him real quick.
Woo!
Yeah, good job, Scott. No.
Oh, equal to mine.
So failed the save, obviously. And it's got 2 plus my modifier plus 5 times my artificer's level, which means it has 56 HP. So it has 6 now.
Thumbs up to that.
Okay, as things get very serious very quick, that is its turn. Let me just make sure. I don't think it has anything else it can do. Good lord.
I hate to be that guy.
Yep. Be that guy. I'm fine
How's-
with you being that guy.
How's the rigging looking?
So the rigging does take 50 points of damage, and you are correct, my friend. It looks about half gone. As that big chunk of rigging. Let me do the thing. I actually set something up that hopefully is going to work. Dude. Is that rigging? We're going to go ahead and change that to yellow.
Yes.
Okay.
It worked.
Not to be that guy, but isn't the other rigging also at half?
Yep. Nope. You are correct. Thank you for helping me out. I've got trying to keep track of tons of stuff.
There's a bunch
Yeah.
there.
I mean, I kind of figured because it was in the cone as well.
Yep. So yeah, both of those being hit by the fire damage, you kind of see fire licking up this rigging. Edgar Coldshale is next. He is hurt. He sort of staggers back. He's not down, but he sort of staggers away from the ballista, trying to. He's going to move at half speed, try to get below, to go dive in below decks. I don't know. At 2 hit points, no, he can't move at full speed, right? At 2 hit points, he's going to dive down below and hop. He gets like to right here. He doesn't get all the way below, we're going to say, because, yeah, he is hurt. Ick. That is Edgar's turn. It is now this Electrum Stormworms, which is this one right here. Oh, man. I gotta do it, folks. This one slides over and lines up, man.
Oh,
30,
no.
30 feet.
Oh man, that's a bad one.
And he still had one left. Oh, that's the Anzu, sorry. Loot, loot, loot. I don't think they're giving you anything away. Well, don't read that too close. He's still got one special thing going on. Sorry, I thought that was my Stormworm. Lightning Breath. 16. This is a much less dexterity saving throw, so Biriana, Halran, and Flint, Edgar. Ooh, good, he saves. Biriana. Biriana saves. Halran, did you save? 13. Yep, everybody saves, so that only is 8 points of lightning damage.
Halran collapses.
Oh no.
Oh my god, just let me get to my
That's-
turn.
That's less than ideal.
This is not great.
And Flint collapses as he goes down to 0. I'm sorry, I keep calling Flint Edgar. His name was Flint before. It's now Edgar. Edgar Coldshale
Where's his brother Sabin?
is down.
We literally hardly knew you.
You say Halran's down as well? There we go. Okay. Yeah. Next up. She was just out of it. She is going to... 30 feet ended with her. What is she? She's a monk. She can't do crap. No, she's not. I was going to say she's going to throw her javelin of lightning. That would be bad. She's going to run over and try to drag Flint down below, Edgar down below, just to get him out of range. So the two of them disappear below the deck. As they run down to try to get help. Next up, I need to take his marker off. He's a no now, not a yes. Doot. Keep myself honest. Next up is the next cyan worm. This one over here next to Ollie. Oh, gotta definitely attack Ollie. Little storm worms. 2 bites. No, they only have 1 bite. 22 definitely hits Ollie for 10 points of piercing damage. Ollie's fine. Ask me how many hit points Ollie has as his hit point max. 69.
Nice.
Nice.
It was rolled.
Wow.
That was actually rolled as well. Baldir, you are up. You have a friend down, and it is dire and grim out here.
Yeah, Baldir looks like, but he is barely standing up. He is in pretty dire condition himself. But looking around and just knowing who he is and how his powers, he's been super limited, and he's feeling frustration, he's feeling nervousness, anxiety about this, and he just looks at some of these creatures over here and not sure what else to say. He just says, no, no thank you. And I need the 3 of these creatures here to make an intelligence saving throw.
Which ones?
The
The big one is above the wing. Is it is above the wing, so he's not in sight. But the other 2 are below the wing.
Okay, then I will change that plan.
Sorry.
Instead, I will. I think that can work here. Yes, okay, that can work here. Instead, the Anzu and then these 2 crystal worms.
Yeah.
Need to
Crystal
make
worms, love it.
Yeah, need to make an intelligence saving throw.
Okay. 1 crystal.
If they have an intelligence score of 2 or lower, they can't be affected by this. So
Okay,
if
nope.
there's- Okay.
They've got higher than that. 7. I assume that fails. 16.
16 meets it.
And then let's do the Anzu. That's going to probably be the big one here. Intelligence saving throw. Oh, this could be bad. And an 11.
All right. So, failing is half damage, saving is half damage. Failing is he basically slams his giant shard walking stick down, and there is a sudden burst of just this strange psychic energy that blasts from the center of them as he casts Synaptic Snap or Synaptic Static. So it's going to be 8d6 damage to those who failed.
Shnikes.
And then, so 28 psychic damage. And those who failed will start rolling a d6 and subtracting that from attack rolls, ability checks, and con saving throws to maintain concentration.
Sorry. Was it 26 or 28?
Or, sorry, it was
28. Nope, sorry. So that's another 2. This 1 worm is looking rough. The Anzu is still looking pretty good. This other one here, which would be 28, which would be minus 14, is looking rough as well. Yeah.
And he will use the bonus action of Tempestuous Magic to basically have the wind shift and blow him 10 feet this direction to try to protect his friend from any additional damage that might hurt him. So basically just kind of use himself as a meat shield for Howron.
Got it. So, next up is this three-headed dragon who flew up and above. Now, they are almost 150 feet up in the air, so I am keeping track of that for their fly speed. They come, let's do some measuring. So that's 50 feet, and they can drop 100 feet down. So this sort of comes over and sort of swings around over the wing, then drops down. They still are about 50 feet above the deck, which I believe is going to be out of range. I thought I was...
No complaints here.
Yeah, we're going to see. Because their fly speed is 80 feet. Okay, so it'd be 160 feet is the farthest that they could go. Yeah, so that's their action and their movement. Yeah, they now sort of are looking down at the deck from about 40 feet above the deck and that far off of it. Sort of looking down, but they use their action and their movement. Next up is Lars, who sees this thing come swinging around, and he's going to do his thing. Gonna do the thing. Come on,
Okay,
buddy.
no more enemy turns though, so we're okay.
For the moment, it looks like, thank goodness.
We'll see.
A new challenger has arrived.
On a 20, he hits, gosh, for 29 piercing damage. And
Nice.
thanks to our good friend Otrek, these do magical damage, because that was part of what we did pre-show. Was he spent some time to make it so these all have all shoot magical stuff. So yeah, it takes 29 points of damage. Wow, it didn't like that. It is angry, and cool. Actually, it's angry. You know, you could have left it alone, Lars. It is going to use a legendary action.
Oh no.
That's what I like to hear.
I'm sorry, a what now?
That'd be a legendary action. It is going to use a legendary action. And Lars and my little guy are going to have to make some dexterity saving throws. Lars, on a 21, makes it. However, let's see if Nirial can do it. He has not raged yet. That probably was not smart. On a 17, he does not make it, as our buddy here, as our druids love to do, casts Call Lightning. And 3d10. 12 points, not too much. So Lars loses 6. And our buddy Nirial loses 12. And that's their turn. That was their legendary action. That actually used 2 of their legendary actions. Oh, you can see. Used 2 of their legendary actions. Oh, you can't see. I thought I turned all these guys onto being able to see them now. I'm sorry. Next up is Duron.
Yep. All right. Does this Anzu thing, does it look particularly strong? I mean, like,
Hard
physically
to tell.
strong. Yeah, okay, that's fair.
I mean, it's a big ass bird.
Yep.
Yo.
All right. Well, that big ass bird is gonna get a big ass claw into its big ass beak, and I'm going to send my my claw over for an attack as a bonus action. There it is.
Okay.
That's an 18, 20 plus, what's my, plus 12. 32.
Do I have a save on that, or is it just a...
No, it's an attack roll.
Okay, is it... Oh,
A
32?
32?
Yes, a 32 hits. I'm sorry, I thought it was the damage.
I wish that was going to do that much. It's 4d8. That's 11 plus 7, 18 total. And then 2 Eldritch Blasts as well. That's
I'm sorry,
a
what
lot.
was the damage again? On the big bird?
18.
Okay. And it is
force
magical, right?
Yeah, force damage.
Yep, cool.
And then that's another 32.
Yep.
And then that's 20. Yeah, a 20.
Cool.
22.
20 or 22? My 22 points? damage?
22. Oh no, 22 to hit. I'm sorry.
Oh
I
yeah,
fired
22
2.
hits. Yep.
Okay, and then two shots. Well, that's 7 plus 4. 11 and 5, so 15 total from the Eldritch Blast, and he gets knocked back 20 feet.
Ooh, nice.
And then I am going to just kind of hide around the other side of the mast from the big guy.
Okay. Sweet. Nice turn.
And then my fist would have moved up to, it's got to be within 5 feet. To
Cool.
wherever it was.
Viriana is up and seeing people go down in such a way. 30 feet. To 60 feet, 30 feet. Well, we know the ship's 30 feet wide, so that's going to catch everybody. Is going to cast Mass Cure Wounds. So 14 points go to basically pretty much everyone in the center of the ship. Gets 14 points of healing. And she is going to. Who wants some inspiration? Who's inspired by her healing everybody? Let's see. Baldir, since you
Still have some inspo, good to go.
yeah,
So.
you've still got some. So she's gonna give it to Queda.
I will take it with aplomb. It's a D10, right?
It is a D10. Yes, it is.
Cool. And this is added to just skill checks and saves?
Save or an attack.
Yep.
Or an attack.
Any
Fantastic.
D20 roll.
Lovely.
It does get, because of where it's positioned, it would get Edgar. So Edgar's back up, down below. And Kato, you are up next.
Kato planned on doing the same exact thing. So Kato is going to move over here. I'm going to roll a D3 because we forgot to roll for my beads.
Okay.
So that was a 2. So I have an extra summon. And this will catch everybody as well, since we've already kind of done the math. I'm going to cast a 5th level Mass Cure Wounds.
Nice.
And we will pop that right there. It's another 18 for everyone.
Nice.
At will spells, can those just be like bonus action, or because I don't see.
Usually at will spells are basically it's the same idea as a cantrip. So if you would be able to cast another cantrip, then you're able to cast an at will. That's how I've always done
Okay.
it.
Noted. All right, I believe that is my turn. Don't have a lot of quick actions.
No worries. Next up is Ollie, who's going to try to finish off with the slam.
He has advantage.
Ooh, cool. Even better. Get him, Ollie. Slam. 15 still misses, but the bite comes through with a 19, 10 plus 3. Oh, it just doesn't quite work. So damn close. This poor little snake is just like all but hanging lip in this dog's jaws, but it is still alive. That is Ollie. Jaina. She sees that she is out of position. Oh no, no, it hasn't swung that far. It only swings 180. Jaina is a gladiator, so she does not have ranged attacks. She is going to. Seeing this big, large thing in the back, she's going to sort of move back to this 3-headed dragon, and seeing that it called lightning and stuff, so she's going to move 60 feet back this way. She's going to go down this way. See that-
yes, cluster up.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I don't think she wants to cluster up. Odric, you're up.
All right. With the utmost disdain, Otrek is going to take a move action to get him into position, basically straddling the section here.
Okay.
As he does that, you're going to see him pocket a couple of additional things into his pistol, chamber it with a little bit more gunpowder than usual, and then he's going to cast Conjure Barrage. It is a 60-foot cone directly in front of him.
Are you going to be trying to hit both of those stormworms?
Nope.
Okay.
Don't care about the Stormworm. Yep, that's what I'm doing. That hose right there.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Let me get my spell going.
Is it a? Do I have a save on that, or is it a hit? It's a save, right? Because it's an area, right?
Yeah, it's a save.
It's a dex.
Let me find it again. There it is. It's actually really like a terrible spell. It's not a good spell. It's just not.
Okay, I lost my hands somewhere. There they are. It's deck save.
It is.
Cool. Deck save. On a 12. I'm assuming. Oh, nope. It doesn't have any type of resistance for magical effects.
So yeah, that's going to be 16 points damage
16 points of damage. Okay.
to both of them.
To this one, big guy, minus 16. And this stormworm dies and starts to plummet to the ground as this rain starts to hail down on it and kills it.
Yeah. My friend said, no thank you.
Nice. Blue stormworm is dead. Silver stormworm is dead. Queta.
One second.
Oh,
I do
I'm
have a
sorry.
bonus-
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to jump ahead.
It's cool. I do have a bonus action.
Yeah.
I'm going to command Scut to move forward 5 feet and protect those around him.
Got it. Now Queta.
Okay. How bad is this worm out of? Now that this Anzu is kind of like out of Queta's reach a bit, how bad is this Anzu looking? This worm.
Oh, he's last legs. The two worms that are left are both on their last legs.
Okay. Well, Here's a dilemma, because I know what I was the Anzu, but since it's far away, I guess it would be helpful to do it to that thing too. So I think Queta has had her net from like looking over the nettings and bracings for a while now.
Nice.
So she is actually gonna. Before I try this, how high up is this thing?
About level with deck. I mean, unless I've mentioned it, I'm saying they're basically deck level.
Lovely. So she is gonna walk over this way.
Yep.
I'm not gonna try throwing it into the.
Yeah, you can maneuver yourself around to the other side of the netting.
Right. Okay,
the rigging.
Yeah. So she is going to cast True Strike to give herself advantage on this next attack.
Okay.
And she is going to go ahead and throw her net.
Okay.
One of her nets with a bonus action.
Sweet.
So she is going to throw it at that thing. So this will make it a straight roll. 17.
17 exactly hits.
Fantastic. It doesn't do any damage, but that worm is now restrained.
So, I guess here's the question. I mean, is this a net that you're throwing away? Because if it is, then basically it starts to plummet because Actually, these aren't winged. They float. So I'm gonna do a strength check to see whether or not it can stay up while underneath of this net, because this is a big, heavy-duty net. So let's roll, because rolls are cool. It's gonna do a strength saving throw. On a 21, we'll say it's underneath the net, but yeah, it is restrained. It is caught under the. It's sort of like dog underneath of a towel after a bath. Running around and can't see, and it is not moving around very well.
Okay, that's pretty good. I guess she will. Working on the nettings here, is that like a process? Is that an action?
It would be an action. It's an action to work on the nets.
And how would it work exactly? Is it just like a skill check with tools?
This would be, like I say, trying to do. You can try to start working on them. You can do a skill check with your tools, but again, you're in the middle of battle. You've got 6 seconds. So unless it's some sort of an instant cast spell, you're not going to be able to get a whole lot done unless you're working on them for a while.
That's fair. I think in that case, she was down here-ish before, so she'll take one more step closer underneath the hand here.
Okay.
And that will be her turn.
Sweet. Nero is again helping to reload and staying there. Gonna hold an action for anything to get into range. And with that, from the back of the ship, in a cloud of storm and lightning, you see materialize, as it was stealthing up from around the underside of the ship, a large, sort of storm-filled leopard creature that jumps in and takes a leap attack against Lars and Nerial, as a Fulmer has entered the fray. And it is going to take its multi-attacks against these two. It's going to do 2 claw bite against Lars, which is going to hit for 12 plus 11 lightning. So 19 points of damage. And then it's going to take 2 claws against our raging dude. 12 is going to miss. 22 is going to hit. For a total of 26 points of damage against Nerial. He was holding his action for anything to get into range, so he is going to get some attacks back. But I think with that, you know what I'm about to say. With that, I think we are going to wrap up for this evening and come back to this combat as phase 2 of this combat has begun for our next session. So, oh my god, 26 points of shit! Nerial goes...
He's raging.
No, he didn't rage yet. As I was saying, he was waiting to rage. Because he would have burned him. He hasn't been attacked all this time.
It's true.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, he has not been raging, and so Nerial goes down.
Lovely.
And that is where we're going to end our session for this evening.
Wow. We were just kidding about the extra foe appearing, That was a non sequitur, a joke.
I'm gonna need those natural 20s back that I was rolling earlier, please.
So anyway, let's go back to our main screen. Hey folks, I hope you had fun tonight. I know it was a whole lot of combat. This is a level 10 campaign and stuff happens and things are out there. I will hope to keep it moving a little faster as we get in this. It's been a long time since I've run this big of a combat with this many choices, but hope everyone had fun watching. Hope my players had fun. Let's go around quick. Tell us who you are, where we can find you on the internet, And we will start in reverse order. Let's start with Soul.
All right, I am Soul. You can find me pretty much everywhere as Soul's Rolls. I have a blog where I write about fitness and also about gaming, soulsrolls.com. On Twitter, Soul's Rolls. Twitch, Soul's Rolls. Pretty much everywhere you can find anyone, that's what I'm going to be as.
Next up, we have Ace.
Yeah, I'm Ace. You can find me at Ace of Sween, but there's not a whole lot going on there. I'm just a normal engineer. Yeah.
Next up, we have Grant.
All right, so yeah, I'm Grant. You can find me on Twitter as at Socklemon, which is SOKLEMON. And thanks, everybody.
Next up, we have Meta.
Hi, I'm Metazoa. You can find me on Twitter, on Twitch, and actually Instagram, which I forgot to plug because I keep forgetting about Instagram, at Metazoa54321, just like a countdown. Yeah, that's where you can find me. I write poetry, I play music, and a bunch of other stuff and jazz and things.
Next up, we have Bird.
Yo, I'm Bird versus Plane, basically everywhere. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, all across the interwebs.
And last but not least, Kuma.
Yeah, I'm Kuma. You can find me at Kuma the Bronze on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram. Yeah, just do a little bit of streaming and running games.
And I am Tall Squall. Hope you all enjoyed staying here. Again, we run the channel 100% for charity. You can find me all over the internet as Tall Squall. And until next time, gather your friends together and tell a story or try to kill them. One or the other. We'll see you. Have a great evening, everyone. Good night.
Bye.